Welcome to Everyone Eats, your allergy-friendly cooking show. I'm your host, Jamie Monsef, and this is my sous chef, Kian. And today we'll be making
Cassava Tortillas.
We're gonna go ahead and start off by taking our 1.5 cups of cassava flour and putting it in the bowl. It's very poofy, so don't get your face too close to it. It's kind of like when you're working with powdered sugar and it flies up in your face.
We know from experience.
Yeah. Okay, and so then we're gonna do 3/4 teaspoon of salt.
I'm not sure if you can see it there, but if you zoom in on the video, then you can see it.
Okay. Then from there, we like actually having some herbs in our tortilla, right?
Yeah, just look at the salt, some of it's stuck to the bottom.
Okay.
Weirdly.
So you could, if you just want plain tortillas, you could just add salt and whisk your ingredients right there. But we're gonna add in some herbs because we like a little something to our tortillas. So let's go ahead and put in how much of that? 3/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And this one is roasted garlic powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's put it in. Hopefully it doesn't sit to the bottom like the salt. Because that was a nuisance. Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Okay. And then we're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of dried parsley. All right. And then we're ready to whisk. So we're gonna whisk that up. Don't go too fast because then we'll get that cloud of cassava flour in your face.
I'm already getting it from doing this fast.
I know.
Let's do this.
And you're just gonna stir it until your ingredients are combined.
Alright, is this good?
Maybe just a little bit
You
longer.
can see a little bit of...
Yeah, you can see a little bit how that parsley is kind of getting all up in there. It's pretty good.
No, that was the light right there.
Okay.
Alright, perfect.
Okay. All right, we're just gonna set that whisk aside. I'll put it over here. And then from there, we're gonna add in
1/4 cup of olive oil?
olive oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was avocado oil.
Now this time we're using olive oil. I'm sure you could use avocado oil though.
But I mean, we're not sure because we've never done it.
We've never done it. You could try it at home and see how it goes. And then how much water are we doing right there? So we're doing
1 cup.
not quite, almost. We're doing 2/3 cup plus 5 tablespoons. So
Oh,
we're
that's,
gonna
yeah, it's not quite 1 cup.
Not quite. So we're gonna go ahead and just pour that in. Nice job. And here comes the fun part. Make sure you've washed your hands because we're gonna stir it with our hands. It's kind of the fun part.
It's
I guess.
fun, but make sure you don't get it in your nails because it's hard to get out.
Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty fun.
Is it hard to get out?
Oh! The feel is so fun, but so weird. The sound, though.
Ew.
Doesn't sound very nice. Alright, so we have taken our dough and it's completely mixed now. And we formed it into this ginormous ball. It's about the size of two base balls squished together. So it's about this big. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it in half, and then we're gonna take those halves and split them into 3 parts. So in total we will have 6 small equal balls. And right now I'm gonna use my karate chop. Okay, did not turn out as well as I thought. So take this, stick it on there, and there we go.
All right, that's about even?
Yep, pretty much. So we're gonna roll this into a ball so it's just easier for us to know how much is what. So
How much to take off, right? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So now we're just gonna split it into 3 equal parts, and if they're not perfectly even, that's totally fine. We're not gonna be perfectionists with this. Okay. Oops. So when you are rolling your dough, it should feel like there's enough moisture to keep it from cracking.
Yeah.
But not so wet that it feels gooey, right? So it shouldn't feel gooey. It should feel like nothing sticks to your hand when you're working with it.
Yeah, like my hand is still completely good except for this one piece of tortilla right there.
Okay.
Alright, so we have taken all of our 6 little balls and they're pretty much good to form. So, you're probably wondering, why do we make them into balls when they're tortillas? That's what this is for. This is a tortilla press that is 8 inches long. So what we're doing, and we have 2 pieces of parchment paper right here, and they shouldn't be too big that they overlap on anything. Boom.
We have used parchment paper, but you can also use saran wrap. We choose parchment paper to be more earth friendly, but if you have saran wrap or even a gallon bag, a gallon plastic bag that you want to cut up, you can use that as well. You just need one for the bottom surface and one for putting on top of the ball.
All right, so we're gonna so we don't want to have it straight in the middle. You want to have it a little bit off to the center.
Or this hinge.
Yep, there's a hinge right there.
I don't know if you can see it. We'll see it. That little
There's
hinge.
like
Right there. There's that hinge.
So
Okay.
we're gonna want to put this like right there, right?
Yeah, just a little bit off center toward the hinge.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put one more on top, and then we're gonna put it right.
Make sure it doesn't shift. Okay. There we go. And here you don't want to just smush down on it, do we?
Yep.
No.
Because if you
So
do that,
you're
it's gonna
gonna
do this, and it's gonna end up leaking all the sides, and it's
We-
not even gonna be the right shape.
We did that.
This
Right
is
before
actually
this.
our
Yeah.
third something. No, it's our second take.
It's our second take.
Yeah.
The first take,
The
we
first
got a
take,
little flat.
Yeah, it got like probably about that thin. It
Yeah.
was like,
So we had to redo that one.
yeah. So
Okay, so you push gently on there just to start off that press. Take this lever, and I'm gonna push down. I usually push. I don't really want to see the tortilla really coming out from the sides. So I'm gonna see it
I
just,
it right here.
that's not it. I'm gonna see it just gently come. Maybe I'm not. There we go. Yep,
That's it.
it's there.
Alright, so we have it.
Okay, so
It's pretty well. We did have a few crinkles though, sadly.
so now we're gonna peel this piece off.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
really
have-
carefully. So peel that top piece off.
Yeah. Then we have our nice, small, easy to eat tortilla. Oh, and these tortillas are really great because unlike brown rice tortillas, they actually stay intact instead of crumbling apart. All right, and back here we have a cast iron pan,
It's preheated to medium heat.
but we did not oil it.
Yeah, it's a dry pan. Okay, and if you'll find that if you do have oil on it, it's gonna be smoking and it's gonna just fill up your whole kitchen.
And there's
not,
a chance that there's gonna be a little bit of smoke detector screaming.
which I think we've done before too.
We've done that like 3 times.
Yeah,
Doesn't
maybe,
work.
I don't know, maybe not 3, but you know,
No, because remember about when we were trying to recreate the on?
maybe,
Yeah, so
maybe.
don't put oil on, otherwise your smoke detectors are gonna be yelling. All right, so right here we have it, and also forgot to speak about this earlier, but we have a little tray so that when our tortillas are ready, we can just set them on there.
So it's a cooling rack.
Yeah, so it's a cooling rack.
Okay.
So once they're ready to take off, you can just put them here, and then we also have a little tortilla holder, which is really nice. You can see how it's rainbow. But but instead of just putting it right away in there, what we usually do is we usually put it on the cooling rack, and then when another tortilla is done, put the one that was on the cooling rack into the holder, and then put the one on the pan and on the cooling rack. So it's pretty much a transfer until you run out.
We want to make sure too, we have pre-cut or just torn really some paper towel. So we have torn up some sheets of paper towel, And you want to make sure that you put this in between your tortillas so that they don't stick together when they are in this humid environment inside of the tortilla holder.
All right. And so we will be back with you when we are putting them on the stove. All right, so we still have our tortilla on this. So right now we are going to show you how to transfer the tortilla onto your hand so that you can put it on top of the stove.
Yeah, okay. So this is kind of the tricky part. But you put your other hand, your free hand, on the tortilla on top and flip it over. Then from there, I kind of loosen all of my edges all over so that it can peel away without ripping.
You got it?
Well, let's see, I just almost ripped it a little bit. Sometimes it is a little easier with saran wrap for that plastic. Okay, and I started ripping on my thumb. Okay, so we have to transfer this. It's okay. This will be one that we taste test right here. Yeah.
So
we'll transfer it quickly over to the stove, and we'll show you how to do that in just a moment.
All right.
Okay, so now I have one ready to go.
Yep.
And we have put our first one on the cooling rack. Yep. I'm gonna flip this one over into my hand again. I'm gonna release it from the paper. And then from there, we're just gonna flip it down onto the pan. And you wanna flip it over. We always set our microwave. We set the timer, or whatever timer you have handy. We set it for a minute on the first side. Again, our pan is preheated to medium heat. We have a gas stove. It might be medium high if you have an electric stove top, but you can just play around with it. So at first I had mine on medium high when I first tried this recipe, and it was too high. It burned too quickly. Okay.
All right, so right now, while that one's cooking, I'm going to take this one. It's already been cooling for a little bit. I'm going to put it on, well, not really on, but inside of this little area. And then I'm going to put one more paper towel on top of this so that it's ready for the next one.
Go ahead and put the lid on top as well, so it keeps that nice humid environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we actually tend to eat the one that is done last, so it stays nice and warm, and we can put some nice butter on it. It's just delicious. All right, so this one's time to flip, so now you can see us. Well, first I have to check this. Yep.
Is it ready? Yeah, it's ready.
All right, so it's ready to flip. So right now we're gonna have to do that. And we'll flip it. So now it's flipped. If you can see it right here, there is a really nice dark and crispy glaze. So it's really nice, and we're gonna set now the timer for 30 seconds. So that's all it needs. It only needs 30, and then it only needs 30 seconds on its other side. So once that goes off, we are going to put it on here and then put it back in there. So let's do that. 13 seconds. Almost ready. Do you have the next one flattened?
The next one is flattened and ready to go.
Alright. Alright, one, and that's done. So now we can just do this. That is a literal perfect one. So what we're gonna put it here, and that is a beauty. Alright, so now we're gonna take it off.
This one again is off, no breakage. We're gonna flip it over. And again, we're setting that microwave for 1 minute. We like to keep on setting it so that we don't burn. They're really easy to burn. It cooks really quickly, as you can see.
Yeah.
So just want to be careful.
Because sometimes, if you cook it for too long, sometimes when you cook it, you can these are two ways that you can know that it's done on one side. Either if you can see a bubble starting to form in it, or when you just check the bottom with your tool to flip it, and then you see that it's nice and brown in some spots, then that's just a signal that it's ready to flip and you have nothing else to worry about. All right, so we have finished every single one of our 6 tortillas. So now I'm gonna take one out. This one we have picked insanely bendy. See that? A normal rice tortilla cannot do that.
No, it can't. That was the most amazing thing is when I first started cooking with the cassava for the tortillas it's actually, it bends like flour would.
And like you can even see this.
Wheat flour would.
Boom, bent in a little circle.
Yeah. So you can even make wraps out of this, which I love doing. Or you can we're gonna just drizzle some olive oil and seasonings on it, and then we're just gonna enjoy it that way. We like to eat like the nice warm ones that just came off the stove. For the ones that we drizzle the olive oil, sometimes we put butter on there, but we like butter on there. But if you're a vegan, olive oil is really nice as well.
All right, so right now I'm gonna tear this in half and show you how nice the texture is inside.
We can bring that up to the camera.
See that?
I don't know if they can see.
It's a little bit hard to see, but inside there's a tiny bit of squishy, but not too squishy, and it has a really nice, like, soft, and it's not too moist, and it's
not gluey, which is awesome for gluten-free baking. Not gluey. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, my mom's gonna pour the olive oil. Sometimes these containers
Big jar.
pour a little too fast, but I'm gonna show you the brand. This it's 365, and we have extra virgin olive oil. It's the Mediterranean blend, cold processed. Which we're gonna use.
It doesn't matter which olive oil you use, as long as you like it. Okay, so we're just gonna drizzle on just a little bit. We can actually, what's the nice thing is just smear it on like that. And smush it together. Just kind of rub it around. Well, maybe not that much.
The tortillas.
Okay, now we've got 2 equally oiled sides.
Now we have some parsley, and we always get it from the Simply Organic brand. So we're gonna do a little.
I like to put the garlic powder on first, personally. Just, I don't know, because it's smaller granulated. There's already garlic and parsley in these tortillas, so of course you don't have to add anything extra. We always like extra flavor, so we're just going with extra flavor. I got a little bit. That's yours. I got
No, that's one of the reasons why I stole the other one.
Yeah, you're spraying your hands all over it too. That's
They're
so
clean.
They're
clean.
Okay, so. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting ready to enjoy that. I think he is just about done. All right.
I'm done.
Look at this one.
I don't know. You stole the one that I.
Okay, so now we're gonna taste it. I'm gonna tear it up into a little smaller piece.
I have a bigger piece.
That's really good. That's so
Perfect.
good. It'll be really good with like cucumbers and maybe some coconut yogurt, a little onion, a little mix of
Mine needs more garlic even though I spilled it.
tzatziki.
Mine needs more garlic even though I spilled a ton of garlic.
Oh my gosh. So you can play around with these tortillas. That's the great thing about them. You can put all sorts of different flavors. You could try turmeric. You know, if you have a plain, what we like to do sometimes too is to put some honey and cinnamon on there. That's really yummy. But play around with it. Super fun, super easy. Getting it to stay together sometimes when it's on your hand, it's all about the press, right? So if you get that press, you're gonna end up feeling what is too hard and what's too soft after you do this recipe a couple of times. So once you get that rhythm going, you can get some really beautiful tortillas, and they're really quick and easy to make. We hope you enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.